another thing is, so this camera can actually zoom in like every spot. So let's say there's one of them refs that are, let's say there's a penalty call. You can zoom all the way in on the refs. So that's like they do.
The officials assigned to today's game are selected from the Northern Colorado Sports Officials Organization.
Yeah.
Tonight's officiating crew is back judge Tanner Pierrick, flight judge Kirk Carpenter,
It's so
weird, just
like
Dunlap.
What we call
umpire is Bill Ferguson.
Yes, this is
and
so
your referee
stupid.
is David Trimble.
Like, does everybody call it the same thing?
I said to my, so my friend was playing soccer, and I said like my close friends like go into a football game. So they were like, oh, there's no football game. I was like, yeah, there is. And we were like,
yeah.
people fighting over that. They're like,
your mic, please?
Yeah,
it's soccer. I'm like, what football?
It is really dumb. The funny thing about us calling us calling this game football is really ironic because the only time you actually use your foot is when you're kicking, and that's very rare. So the easiest plays to run camera for are going to be run plays because you can just keep the camera like right in one spot, just follow the runner, don't move the camera too fast, and don't move it too far. It's like just small movements the whole time. First time I ran camera, I was moving it all over the place. You don't do that.
Yeah, okay.
It's overcorrecting. And it's a mistake literally everyone makes.
Can I try moving it?
Absolutely.
Like, because I can't really... Okay, is it too fast?
Oh, that's great, that's great.
Okay. It was smooth! Okay, this jacket is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to buy it when I go to your plane. I need to find it somewhere.
Those are like the warmest jackets that exist.
Yeah.
Those and ski jackets are ridiculously warm. These also cost about $150.
Oh no, sure. No.
Yeah.
Sugar.
They are not cheap.
Oh.
I don't know why that would be in euros. If you are familiar with euros, I don't know what that would be.
Euros maybe.
150 euro is actually, the euro is more valuable than the dollar is.
Yeah, they are.
So 150 euro is actually more expensive than $150.
Yeah, but $150, it's going to be maybe 180 euros. Not really. They don't have the details.
Yeah, it's not that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the privilege of this game was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. At this time, will you please stand, kindly remove your hats, and join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed by the Niwot High School Marching Band.
Absolutely not.
We have like $1. It's 20.
Just realized.
Are you looking to buy or sell a new home? Jen McGurk, an experienced real estate agent serving Erie, Vista Ridge, and the surrounding Denver area. For years, Jen has assisted all types of buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. Give Jen a call today at 303-949-3331 or check out Jen Realty online at jenrealty.com.
For the card-carrying fan, get your CU Visa debit card so you can take the game with you. Free with First.
Go to where your friends are. Go to where the action's at. Go find your sense of adventure. Go Airheads. Airsoft Field and Store located in Erie, Colorado. Go Airheads and go Tigers.
Better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number 303-828-0454 or go to careawayortho.com.
You are watching the ETN.
Coin toss, I think this is happening. I don't know. Oh, it's a coin toss. So before the start of every football game, the refs and the team captains go out.
Tonight's game time weather forecast is brought to you by the law firm of Warren, Carlson, and Moore, and Arborado Tree Care.
In this case, I think
our weather this evening is calling for mostly clear skies, with west-northwest winds decreasing during the evening, and temperatures dropping into the mid to upper 40s.
They get to decide decides who gets the ball. If you're in overtime, this decides the game.
Fans, please direct your attention to midfield for today's coin toss ceremony.
Actually, I did this and the camera is shaking.
Yeah. So, like, anybody walking around.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna shake the camera. That didn't right there. Also, super important, do not touch the 3 tripod legs. These are holy and are not to be touched ever under any circumstances if this camera is rolling.
Okay.
Because, here, I'll show you because I don't think we're live. One touches, whole camera shakes.
Oh, okay.
Even just something like super soft.
Should've just
live.
Should've just asked it.
Yeah, that would have been smart. Oh, I want to see the band so bad.
The Tigers have won the toss and have elected to kick to start off the first half. The Cougars will defend the north end zone.
Alright, so I'm going to start running camera. I'm just going to show you how it works. Because actually seeing me do it is probably the best way to learn. And then I'm just going to let you take it from there. If you get cold, just tell me and I can run camera. We can switch off.
Yeah, okay.
So that neither one of us freezes to death. I don't know how cold it gets in Ukraine. Probably colder than this.
No, not really. Ukraine is cold.
Yeah. There was an exchange student from, where was she from? I think it was Norway, in one of my classes last year. Yeah, I was a freshman last year. I was taking an AP class, and there was an exchange student from that class. Somebody was like, hey, can we just like switch, like, so you came here, can I go to Norway?
Back deep for the Cougars.
All right, and I can guarantee you a live shot.
Jared Noterman.
Yeah, I sent you the video.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I'm pretty sure we're okay, time.
Yeah, basically all the time. Yeah, there are going to be times where there's going to be like commercials and stuff.
Dominic
but we don't know
for
when it
Tigers.
is, so just that's how this works. Alright. This is American football. It gets very loud. Clock at 0. Clock resets to 12. Clock resets to 12. I'm telling the clock, the clock already reset to 12. And this guy's gonna kick off, ball's gonna go all the way over there. I'm gonna try and don't even try and tilt the camera up to follow the ball because that's very, very, very hard to do. So just like go across the field. See, that went into the end zone. So now we're just going to keep the camera frozen like there.
Coutinho's kick goes back to the end zone for a touchback.
Out a bit, just to get more interesting stuff in the shot.
Cougars will start first and 10 from their own 20.
And basically whatever team is on offense, whatever team has the ball, is the more important team on camera because that's what people want to pay attention to. Regardless of what team it is, whoever's on offense, they are more important.
Okay.
They get more screen time.
During the kick, hold it.
Oh,
75.
apparently there's a ref.
Where's the
ref?
First down.
gonna get a shot of the ref, but I don't know where the ref was. The head referee is gonna be the guy with the white hat.
Ball first down and 10.
So whenever there's somebody talking over the speakers, just like during the kick, there's a penalty. Oh, I am not doing well. Now this right here is gonna be a pass because there's nobody in the backfield, so you have to get ready for that. And he's gonna throw it, and he's not, and that guy's not gonna catch it. You always want to have the camera. You always want to have the camera on the guy that's gonna be catching the ball. Okay, where's the head referee? Maybe it's this guy? I don't know. I actually don't know. Oh no, there he is. There he is. I see him.
Clear the play. Holding it. Offense. Enforcement 4-yard line. Half the distance. Still first down.
So that happens, and then I zoom out. And I stop right about there. It's football. American football.
Moves back to the
we get very emotional during these games.
First down.
Myself included, 100%.
I can imagine you doing the camera like.
Now see, when there's a run play, you just want to keep the guy who has the ball
Get a safety
on the screen.
Oh,
safety, let's go!
Yes!
That's what I mean about getting emotional. So you just tackle the guy in his own end zone, that's 2 points for us. And now we zoom out, they're probably going to go to commercial right now. Now what I like to do right here, I like to go over this way, and then I just be like, scrolling shot of the sideline when I'm like 90% sure they're on commercial, which they probably got right now because there was just a scoring play. So there's going to be a kickoff. I think we get the ball next. I actually don't. It's been so long since I've seen a safety, I don't even know what happened. I want to go see the band so bad. I'm in band. I actually sprained my ankle playing in the band. That's commitment for you.
Nice.
Yeah, I got out of the brace literally yesterday. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. So we get the ball right here. They're actually going to punt. So they're not going to have a place kicker or anything like that. They're just going to take the ball, drop it, and kick it. It's like a drop kick. Is that a thing in soccer?
Yeah,
it's like that. Yeah. No, football. Sorry.
Yeah, his kid ended up foot on the ball.
Yeah. So it's going to be like a drop kick, like what you would see in actual football.
Back for the kickoff.
Or not. Okay, apparently that's only the NFL. And there's a fire truck. That's not good. Don't get that in the shot.
Oh, look, fire truck.
This is Longmont, I'm not surprised. And then, So see, that was actually really weird because what happened there, that was a really bad kick. That went very, very, very high up, except it didn't actually go very far. So you have to be paying attention like at all times so that you don't get distracted and just like, I thought the ball was going to go all the way over there. But
Dylan Hall received the kickoff. The Tigers will start first down and 10 from the Cougars 43.
And most of the time you're not going to want a super zoomed in or super zoomed out shot. So you're going to want to keep it like in between, kind of. This camera can get zoomed out like ridiculously far. I'm not going to show you because we are live.
Yeah.
Now this might be a run play. Hopefully it is because I like getting camera for those. It is a run play. So see, number 7 has the ball. So I just keep him in the middle of the frame. I never let him get to either side because if I let him get to either side, there's a possibility that he's going to go out of the frame. Oh, that was Mason. Epic.
Gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 from the 34.
And see, now like here when they're really far out, you can maybe zoom in a little bit. And there's literally no pressure if you mess up. Like just because this is online, like that doesn't mean anything. And Mason's going again, going again, going again. Touchdown! Let's go!
Number 7, Mason Vive again on the carry.
Vive!
Play results in a Tiger touchdown.
Oh, I shouldn't have seen that.
Whoa, I just understand what happened.
Yeah. So that's good for Erie. That was good for Erie. Okay. And right there, I did actually zoom out a little bit too much after the touchdown. I actually probably should have zoomed in. Another thing you're gonna want to do, you're gonna want to like keep your body behind the camera so that you can zoom in or zoom out whenever you want to. Now on a field goal like what they did just then, when they're trying to kick the ball into the uprights,
is good.
You actually do want to get the ball in the shot there. That's the
Tigers 9, Cougars yet to score.
Are you looking to buy or sell a new home? Jen McGurk, an experienced real estate agent serving Erie, Vista Ridge, and the surrounding Denver area. For years, Jen has assisted all types of buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. Give Jen a call today at 303-949-3331 or check out Jen Realty online at jenrealty.com.
For the card-carrying fan, get your CU Visa debit card so you can take the game with you. Free with First National Bank's free checking.
The number one rule of running camera is keep the important stuff in frame. And the number one the number two rule of running camera for sports is knowing what the important stuff is. Now I am going to zoom in a little bit more here because they're further away. Oh dear Lord.
Noterman on the
Who was the trumpet that screwed up there? So, yeah, something that I haven't been able to do consistently is when there's a pass play, the quarterback drops, the quarterback goes back.
Number 25, Tab Sire on the stop for the Tigers.
Good job, Tab. Good job. I know that guy. I know.
Cougars will start first and 10 from their own 21.
So the quarterback drops back for a pass and he throws the ball. You need to know who he's throwing it to before he throws it. See, now right here's a run. That's bad.
Number 26, Liam Flanagan on the carry.
That was
Owen Masters on the stop for the Tigers.
I actually have to zoom out here.
Play results in a Cougar first down. First and 10 from their 34.
And then I zoom in again. And it's a run again. The runs are the best ones to get.
Flanagan, the ball carrier.
Because all you have to do is just keep the one guy in frame. With
Will
a pass, you have to know who's going to be in frame before you put them in frame. And when they throw the ball, you need to get the camera.
Pick up at 7
to the guy who can catch it
from the 41.
as soon as possible. When the guy catches the ball, you need to have him already in frame for about a second or like 3/4 of a second. They would give me a pass play I can show you. But when one plays like that happen, you really don't even have to move the camera. It's great.
Flanagan, the ball carrier, stopped by a host of Tigers.
I'm trying to understand what's happening because I don't see the ball. Currently, my eyesight is so bad. I don't even see numbers, so I'm like...
Oh. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 3 from the 42.
If they will give me a pass play to show you how to do a pass play. That's a run play. They didn't get it. Hey, let's go Tigers! And on those run plays, you can like zoom in more to get the runner in frame more, like zoomed in more on the guy. You don't have to if there's a ton of people around him. Especially if there's a ton of people around him, don't do that. Oh, I
on the play, brings up 4th down.
Okay, now when they're punting, you actually need to zoom out because you need the guy on the far left. He's going to be drop kicking the ball out to the guy right there. So what I'm going to do, he's going to kick the ball. And I'm gonna get it over to the guy getting the ball, and I'm gonna zoom in, and that guy actually still has the ball. Here's the idiot with a trumpet and a leather hat on his head. I know where he is. I know. All right, where's our defense? Oh, there's our defense. Here we are. Oh, see that right there? That was too quick of a zoom in thing.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That was bad. That was very bad.
I was born to do that.
Cool.
Check. Sorry about that, everyone. We are basically operating from a telephone booth, and we went and checked our live stream and saw some comments about the audio and didn't realize we had dropped that. So we are back up in live. As there's a handoff to Vivi on the right side. Burst through a big hole across the 30. Vivi off to the races. No one's going to catch him. Mason Vivi, an 82-yard scamper for a touchdown, and the Tigers have got off to their best start of the season.
The Erie offense, it's been a key to the game. How well will the offense play? That's the question's been asked in some of the losses. The offense is looking excellent tonight, and Vivi bouncing it to the outside in a foot race, and no one can catch him.
So a touchdown there for Erie, and man, what a start. A safety, and then a touchdown on the second play. You force a punt, you get it right back, a touchdown on the first play, and Vivi already 125 all-purpose yards as there's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good, and it is a 16-0 lead here for the Tigers after an 82-yard run, and in the first quarter with 8:30 left, man, the Tigers firmly in control of this one. Well, we have a moment. We'll take a quick timeout here on the ETN.
Go to where your friends are. Go to where the action's at. Go find your sense of adventure. Go Airheads, Airsoft Field and Store located in Erie, Colorado. Go Airheads and go Tigers.
Better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number, 303.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. As well, it was an electric start, not so much on our broadcast as we didn't realize we had no audio for the first 5 minutes, but there we go. We did have some camera instruction from Spencer Blaylock to a new student trying to learn the camera rope, so you got to see an inside look. How about that? That's what we'll call it. We'll call it an inside look of how the sausage is made here on the Erie Tiger Network. While for some reason our stream was, well, our audio was down. So we figured that out thanks to the chatters. That's why we always appreciate the YouTube chat. Sometimes we're able to check it during a game. Depending on our internet situation, we were able to, and you helped us figure out that, hey, you can't hear us. So handoff there, as that one will go for about a yard for the Niwot ball carrier, Liam Flanagan. I mean, we were talking about RPI. We were talking about standings. We'll table that, I guess, for later in this game, especially if the trend of how this game is going continues. 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Cougars, as Aiden Barktow will, or
Barktow.
Yeah.
Bartko?
No, Bartko. We were talking about that when we thought you were listening to us about the pronunciation, as there's going to be a false start on Niwot.
The penalties hurting the Cougars right away. 3 so far. The first 2 led to the safety, and another one will make it 2nd and long.
So 2nd and 14 now for the Cougars. 7:30 remaining in the first quarter. we will, man, we told you about so many things here before our audio. We figured out our audio was down. Our graphics still not back. There's a piece of equipment that is basically malfunctioning. We're going to have to send it into the factory to fix it, but we don't want to do that mid-football season or we lose some streaming capabilities. So instead, we'll just tell you the down and distance and the time left on the clock, because there's a slant pass over the middle and a decent pickup there to at least get some of it back, about an 8-yard pickup for the Cougars.
Good read there from Bartko. There was, I believe, a corner blitz from Erie at the top of your screen. Saw that. Found an open receiver, but the Erie safety is able to come up and make the tackle immediately.
So 3rd and 6 here for the Cougars. Ball spotted at the 32. Tigers will jump this time. And that'll be still 3rd down. So that'll make it a 3rd and about 1 here.
3rd and manageable.
So 3rd and 1. Niwot trying to take their time. Just not the start that you dream up in the coaches' meetings all week when you come up with a game plan, when you're installing it, and then disaster happens. The question is, do you stick with your game plan, or do you try and throw that out and hit the panic button? As there, well, there was a jump by Erie, but the Niwot center started his snap, and I think they're going to say it's an encroachment. Yep, I think they forced that. So back-to-back penalties on Erie, and we have seen that at times this year, Grayson, where Erie's just struggled a little bit with being able to stay on side.
We have, and those have been the penalties that have really hurt Erie. Giving teams free yards. You had Niwot in a 3rd and 8. Now it's a 1st and 10 at the 42.
So fresh set of downs for the Cougars. As Bartko will line up under center here. 2 wideouts to the far side. Bartko and another flag. Oh, my goodness. And this one's going to be false start. So right now, a little bit laughable. Both teams, the last 4 times both these teams have come to the line of scrimmage, 2 false starts, 2 offsides.
That's probably going to get brought up on Monday for both teams.
So 1st and 15. All right, let's see if we can get a live snap-off here. Pretty good night for football. A little bit chilly, wind kind of coming in from the west. But overall, an outstanding fall Colorado night for football. Bartko in the shotgun now. He's got 5 wide, 4 to the near side. Takes a low snap, looks, fires the out, and didn't turn his head around in time. Was the intended target Matt Bitterman, and that one will fall incomplete. And Bartko right now 1 for 3 for 8 yards in this contest. That'll bring up 2nd and 15. Pretty well designed play, just Bitterman couldn't quite locate it in time.
And the Erie pass rush again got there in a hurry. David Grossi forcing him to throw it maybe a little earlier than he would have liked. Incomplete pass.
2nd and 15. 4:41 left to go here in this first quarter. Tigers wanted a motion penalty. Bartko takes the snap. It's a screen pass. It's intercepted by Colby Arlington, and Colby gets taken down right away. And how about that? After being converted from a fullback, Colby had his first career catch last week, his first career interception, I believe, right there.
Maybe they'll move Colby to wide receiver before the season is over. Maybe not receiver, but tight end. As that was an excellent catch. It almost looked like Niwot was trying to set up a screen as Bartko had 3 pass rushers in his face. was hit as he threw, and threw it right into Colby Arlington's lap.
So excellent field position here for the Tigers. They'll take it over at the 32. Erie has run 3 plays of offense. They've all been handoffs to Mason Vivi. 2 touchdowns, 125 yards, and now they have excellent field position. Mendoza takes the snap. He'll keep it himself. Left side steps through an arm tackle, and Mendoza, who has over a couple hundred yards rushing on the season, will pick up about 3.5 on first down there.
Mendoza, the option to give it to Vivi or to keep it for himself, kept it. That was a good call. He had a chance, if he wanted to bounce it to the outside around his tackle, didn't, and was brought down after a 4-yard gain.
2nd and 7 here for the Tigers. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Tigers can really widen out the gap in the first quarter. Mendoza, hard count, takes a snap, hands off. Vivi, right side, through a hole, bounces it to the outside and gets undercut as he was trying to stretch his way toward the marker. Ends up picking about 4 yards on the play, and that's the shortest run of the day for Vivi. He's got 129 yards and 4 carries. I mean, you expect him, what now, to average over 30 yards a carry. That's what he's doing so far this game. But 3rd down here for the Tigers in 4-down territory, as the clock continues to run under 3.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Mendoza in the pistol, too wide to the near side. Mendoza, play action, rolls to the near side, looks downfield, dumps it off. It's Arlington again across the 15. Arlington turns on the Jets. Arlington for the end zone, reaches the ball, and no, they're not going to give it to him. They're going to stop it at the 1. Come on, he's a converted fullback. You got to give that to him. But there is a penalty all the way back at the Niwot 22. And we'll see what this is, and it's going to be, I believe, an illegal man downfield on Erie. And so take it all back as Coach Cooper come out on the field. He's not happy with that call, as they will back that one up. And Colby Arlington says, you know what, I didn't score. Give me another chance.
Hey, maybe he'll have an extra 5 yards on his first ever touchdown reception.
So they'll back him up 5 for an illegal man downfield. And now 3rd and long here for the Tigers. So I think if you're Erie, you at least want to bite off a piece of this. As Mendoza checks in, ball spotted at the far hash, 2:56 remaining. Mendoza in the pistol. Who knew that Arlington had those wheels? Handoff, Vivi, following his blockers, and Vivi gets pinballed around, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. So needed 8, picked up 7, and that'll bring up 4th and 1, and the Tigers are obviously at this part of the field going to go for it. Arlington back into the game.
The jumbo package with the killer V's, Vivi and Vera in the backfield.
Tab Sire in there as well. Vivi in the Wildcat, takes it, follows Vera, sneaks through a hole, and gets smacked down at the 20, but a pickup there of 3. And a first down for Erie as they move the chain and get a fresh set of downs. What a wonderful first quarter it has been for Erie and for Niwot. Just coaches scratching their heads right now. This is a 3-3 football team is Niwot, same as Erie, but right now they are just in a world of hurt trying to figure this one out. These district foes. Of course, last year, Tigers able to put running clock on Niwot as Mendoza, the hard count. He'll run play action, gets the screen out to Havard across the 20. And there's going to be an illegal block as Havard won't go down out there. And I think they're going to call this on Kana. They might call a pass interference call on kind of a pick there. Or illegal contact?
Illegal block in the back, maybe. I think Havard had the ball by the time Connor had it.
Yep, it is a block in the back. So it'll remain first down, but that will back Erie up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So that'll turn into, realistically, a 6-yard penalty. As now Erie first and 16. 1:28 left to go here in the first quarter. Mendoza in the shotgun, ball at the near hash. He'll send a man in motion. That's Van Landingham, and he gave it to him. Van Landingham looked like he dropped it, squeaks through a hole, and then backs his way across the 20 down to the 17-yard line.
And like you said, Van Landingham turned around. It looked like he thought Mendoza was going to keep it, and then just took off and ran.
Yeah, I don't know if he was bobbling it, but he definitely turned his head back toward Mendoza. An unsettling sight if you see that as a coach up in the booth. 2nd and 7 now here for the Tigers. Havard and Van Landingham split out to the near side. Mendoza, hard count, takes a snap, looks to pass. Mendoza steps up in the pocket, a holding call on the way as Mendoza will fall across for a first down, but standing with hands on his hips is Sam Baker, like he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Or stealing the last donut that was supposed to be his brother's. I actually don't know if Sam Baker has a brother. I just made that up. But a penalty that will back up Erie to 2nd and 20.
Penalties have hurt both teams now so far. There's been a lot of them.
So ball spotted at the 30. Tigers need to get to just outside the 10. Really, it's 2nd and 19. Tell you what, VV right now averaging 23 yards a carry. Might want to hand it to that guy. They'll hand it to VV. Left side, big hole, stutters, kind of stumbles, still on his feet across the 20, and he'll pick up 11 there on first down.
Not a 23-yard carry for VV, but one that gets them to 3rd and 9.
And that's the end of the first quarter, and an outstanding first quarter if you're an Erie Tiger fan. 16-0, a safety, and 2 VV runs. We'll take a timeout, switch sides. We'll come back after the second quarter for you on the Erie Tiger.
You have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you. Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation.
You are watching the ETN.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. Brandon Bird here with you. Grayson Blaylock as the Erie Tigers. There we go. We'll run the ball there on 3rd and long, and a gain of 4 yards. And they, I think, are going to send out the field goal unit. Not a unit we have seen too often here. In fact, I believe this might be the first field goal attempt of the year. Dadavio will line one up. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. Does it have enough? Did it squeak through? No, just wide right. And so Niwot, after a disastrous first quarter, does exactly what they need to do to start the second quarter. So good start to the quarter if you're a Cougar fan. A little surprised they kicked the field goal there, Grayson, after fourth and fairly manageable.
A little bit, yes. I don't necessarily disagree with the decision. Obviously, up 16, you felt comfortably in control, and if you ever do need to kick a field goal, you wouldn't want a playoff field goal being the first in-game field goal he's ever attempted.
Bartko hands it off, a little bit of confusion in the backfield, and then Bartko will, excuse me, that is the running back Flanagan will kind of just weave his way back and forth and ends up finding 3 yards out of that. So a minute into this second quarter. Tigers lead it 16-0. A safety and 2 quick VV touchdown runs. In fact, 3 plays from scrimmage, and the Tigers had 2 touchdowns. And Mason Vivi 150 yards rushing in that first quarter, now sitting at 154. Bartko will hand it off. It looks like a pass. The Tigers read it. It is thrown to a lineman, and so that'll be illegal touching.
The penalties continue to rack up for the Cougars.
And not only is that a loss of yardage, but it's also a loss of down. So that'll be 3rd and long. So 2nd and almost, or 3rd, I beg your pardon, and 19 here for the Cougars. Right now the Cougars have amassed 5 different penalties. I think actually we're missing one. It has been a rough go for this Cougar team in terms of the yellow hankies flying around. Bartko will look, flush from the pocket, steps up, and the Tigers swarm him and drop him. Bartko ends up losing about 1 on the play.
Bartko had nowhere to go with the football. The coverage good, the pass rush good, and Niwot will be forced to punt.
Fans, don't forget to follow us on social media. You can like the Erie Tiger Network Facebook or an Erie Tiger Media Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at Erie Tiger Media, or check out the Erie Tiger Media Instagram. Also, subscribe to this YouTube channel and like the video as the Tigers partially block that one, and it goes out of bounds. And now there's a flag, but if you partially block the punt, that flag usually goes away.
I think we just heard one of the
and yeah, the Erie coaches are saying that the umpires has to come and correct the official and say, hey, that was blocked. And I don't understand. Maybe, and once again, it could be that there's a nuance. And I see. I don't think that is the rule, because Coach Cooper is going out and yelling. I was going to say maybe there's a difference in the high school rules, but it was partially blocked, and the White Hat's saying, no, he was hit, and that's why he kicked it wayward. I don't know. Coach Cooper beside himself, and that is one of the most unusual calls I've seen in high school football. And either it's a misinterpretation of a rule by me that I'm adapting from the college and pro level, which, hey, I've been known to do every once in a while, or that was just a flat-out bad call. I don't know.
And if you hit the punter before he kicks the ball, that's a legal tackle too.
So handoff right side, and Flanagan will drag an Erie defender. And that's a huge 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Tigers also just have had so many penalties already. 6 for them as well. And now we're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Erie sideline or sideline warning. Someone said something and the linesman, and it's just a sideline warning. But that's a good way for an official to control and say, hey, you're too much in my bubble right now. You got to give me space to do my job. Next time, it'll be a sideline interference or maybe even unsportsmanlike conduct. So at least a good job by the official to kind of control it without giving up penalty yardage. Now here goes the handoff. Screen pass set up. They'll try and dump it off, and nowhere to go for Barco.
He threw it in between 2 of his intended receivers. Not sure which one he was really throwing it to. As it looks like a busted play there for Niwot.
You've got power. Hello? Did you lean on the button?
No.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's no sound coming through. You'd see this light up. Oh, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Maybe they can hear us, and we just can't hear ourselves.
4th and 7 from the 31.
Check. 1, 2.
Do you hear anything out of there, McKenna? 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
We forced a punt.
What the heck happened? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2.
I hear you talking on the broadcast.
You do? You can hear me count 1, 2? Well, apparently you can hear us. We just can't hear ourselves. It's been a heck of a night here on the Erie Tiger Network in terms of audio issues, and we were just sitting here, and I have no idea on earth what happened. No one was touching the soundboard, but we're gonna call this game flying blind, essentially, without a radar. As there's a handoff to the right side to Vivi, and that's the best play defensively of the night for this Niwot team, as that will be no gain for Mason Vivi.
And Vivi had one of his blockers in his way.
It's not the soundboard.
Niwot forced him to string it to the outside. 2nd and 10. Jet sweep to Van Landingham.
All right, there we go. And all kinds of crazy stuff is happening in this broadcast booth. As I mentioned, we're kind of broadcasting what feels like out of a telephone booth. And you know what? No Superman to be found to save the day. So we're just trying to figure this out as we go. So you were clear. I couldn't hear. Now I'm back. Don't even know what happened. 3rd and 2. Good grief. 7 minutes to go here in this first half. Van Landingham in motion. Mendoza in the pistol. He's going to run play action. It's a bubble screen. Van Landingham catches it. Has a seal. He's down the sideline. One man to beat. He just steps out of bounds. A great design play there from the Tigers. And do we have a penalty? Referees are stopping play and discussing something. That was at the 45. They'll call him down. After a 28-yard gain. Oh, and it's an unsportsmanlike on Niwot. And so they're going to add more to that. So Van Landingham, a 28-yard reception, and then a 15-yard penalty on Niwot to tack on to the end of that. So that's going to move the ball all the way down to the 14. Mendoza, hard count, gives it. Vivi, left side, knives through a hole, spins out of a tackle. Vivi to the end zone, and another Tiger touchdown. And Mason Vivi, have yourself a night. 14-yard run for Mason Vivi. And another touchdown. That's his third of the night.
168 yards on 10 carries. 16.8 yards a carry.
That's pretty good. That's the rumor I hear.
Well, Noah Roper averaged about 10 yards a carry at times.
Tapio will just sneak that one through. And so, well, another VV run, another Tiger touchdown. Audio broadcast issues. It's a fun night here. We'll take a quick time out here on the ETN.
You have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you. Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation.
For the card-carrying fan, get your CU Visa debit card so you can take the game with you. Free with First National Bank's free checking.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. The kickoff is taken from the 2, and not much room there for Noterman, and it has been a dominating performance so far for Erie, a 23-0 lead for the Tigers, and the Cougars going to come out and try and solve this riddle. To figure out what the heck is going on. Hey, we do have a new feature on the Erie Tiger Network. If you're watching this, you can do a super chat, which means your comment will hang around a little longer, and you support the Erie Tiger Network. You donated. You can do $1. It doesn't really matter. It's just a feature that YouTube has that we enabled. And so if you want to help support us and say, hey, we like this stream, I'll pitch $2 your way and say, go Tigers. You can do that now on the stream. And that will actually come into play during the Erie Idol next week. We'll talk more about that probably next week. But if you want to get a start on it here tonight, there's one way to do it, as that was the second completed pass of the night for Niwot. And I believe that was completed to Flanagan, the running back. They end up picking up 7 out of the backfield on that. Now handoff against the grain and a first down. And a pickup of 6 for Lopez.
And a good play design for Niwot, as the Erie defenders were moving the other way. That opened up a hole for their fullback to run for the first down.
Bartko will throw out the flare pass, and not much room. Is great pursuit and a good little second burst there at the end by Molina. And Molina will end up picking up about 2 yards there on the little flare pass. 3 for 7 is Aiden Bartko with a pick and 17 yards passing. 4:50 remaining here in this first half of play. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Cougars. They'll come out here with trips to the near side. Shotgun. And the Tigers blitz, and they just swarm Bartko, and a loss there of about 5 on the sack.
An excellent timed blitz there from Erie. It looked like a similar play. The inside handoff to the fullback going against the rush. Erie had 3 pass rushers, blitzers coming from that side. Bartko saw them, and he was swallowed up for a loss of 5.
So now 3rd and about 12 here for the Cougars. Bartko will come out in the shotgun with 5 wide in the formation. He'll send a man in motion. Tigers looks like they're playing man, and Bartko will run the draw here. He's got a little bit of room. Bartko has the first down yardage and more. And tell you what, they watched the Frederick tape on that one as the seas parted, and Bartko picks up 18 on the rush.
Bartko's been under duress all night. Took about 1 step backwards before taking off to his left. And flashbacks to Jake Green.
Nightmare flashbacks to Jake Green on that one. So fresh set of downs for the Cougars. That was their longest play of the night on the 18-yard run by Bartko, who is not typically a runner for this Niwot team. Now Bartko, low snap, hands off Flanagan. He's swarmed under, squeaks through a small crevice, and ends up picking up about 2 yards. And Tigers only allowed 47 yards rushing in this first half. They have rushed themselves for 188.
We mentioned in the keys to the game that the team that could run the ball better would likely be on top. That's certainly the case here.
So 2nd and 8 here. Niwot kind of taking their time a little bit as they come to the line. Bartko, who's under center, will send a man in motion. They've already tried a similar looking play, or showed the same type of motion from the same formation, only the quick give on the inside, and good execution that time on that quick give. And that will be a pickup that time of about 4 yards. So 3rd and 4 coming up. And the pile just kind of lurches forward with Flanagan, and they're going to call him right on the down marker. And according to the near official, I think he's going to be just short. I mean, this is right where we are in the press box, if you're wondering. Draw a line from that football up to us. It might be a hair to our right, but they're going to have to measure. This is right on the down to gain. Some Niwot fans less than thrilled, I think, with that call.
Like you said, that's right in my line of sight. I thought the spot was pretty much where his knee hit the ground.
And they will give him the first down by a whisker. So Niwot, and correct me if I'm wrong, Grayson, I believe this is their first snap of the night in Erie territory.
I believe you're correct.
Minute and a half remaining here in this first half of play. Niwot, their best drive so far, trying to engineer some points before halftime. And Erie will get the ball first, so this is an important possession here for the Cougars. Bartko in the shotgun all alone, takes the low snap. He's going to throw the screen pass. It's going to be a double pass. He's got 2 men wide open and just tipped and intercepted. Ian Vera tacked back and picked it off. And so as we take a look, you see the pass clearly backward and just tried to sell the fake maybe a little too long and then was hit as he threw. And that one fluttered short and an interception. That was Isaac Fisk out there that threw that one.
Dylan Hall was in his face. He was the one that hit him as he threw. And you couldn't see it on that camera angle, but he had 2 receivers wide open behind all of the Erie defense.
Yeah, it's the very tail end of that. You could see 2 Erie defenders running up, but they weren't in the same zip code as the 2 receivers for Niwot that were beyond them. Now a high throw to Havard overshoots him is Mendoza, and that's a long across the field throw. I mean, it's only about 6 yards downfield, but for Mendoza, that's a throw of about 35 yards across the field. Have to bust out the Pythagorean theorem to truly calculate that one. Our producer, McKenna Buckskin, not thrilled with that comment. Not enjoying math class, I'm guessing. Dyson trying to slice up the defense here. He'll pick up 6 yards on that 2nd down carry. And Tigers might be willing to just let this go. We'll see. They'll 40 seconds left, not much urgency. You score here, you get the ball back, you pretty much end the game if you're Erie. Mendoza has Dyson out there with him. Hard count. Mendoza looks, steps into a high arcing pass, trying to hook up with Schenbeck. And that was never really open, but Mendoza took a pop as he released it. And I think we might have a roughing the passer. And they are looking to the Erie sideline like, what do you want to do? And I think it's going to be a roughing here, which it is. So that stings Niwot in 2 ways. You give up a 1st down, and now the clock is stopped, and Erie will have it in Niwot territory with 19 seconds left.
And all of their timeouts. So you can throw or run the ball.
So 1st and 10 here for the Tigers. Mendoza in the shotgun with Thyssen. He's only got 2 wide. Van Landingham and Havard. He's going to roll to his right, looks, a little stop route. He's got Havard wide open. Havard makes the catch and scores with 11 seconds left in the first half. LaDorian Havard, a touchdown pass of 46 yards, and the Tigers are firmly in control in this one.
A perfect play call with 19 seconds left. Mendoza rolled out. The corner for Niwot was underneath Havard. Havard got him on the stop-and-go route. And Erie extends their lead.
And what a first half it is for Erie as Tatavio will send this one through the pipes, and it's a 30-0 lead with 11 seconds left before we go to the locker room for halftime. My goodness.
The 2 keys to the game for Erie that we had: run the ball, force turnovers. They've done both. And they have a 30-0 lead as we're heading to halftime.
Well, an interesting first half, and it started with a safety for the Tigers, just 11 seconds in, one of the quickest scores. And we said, I think that was the first maybe safety we've called on the ETN, at least on an offensive play. I don't know. I'd have to go back and check the film. I'm getting older. Now I'm a dad. My memory's not as good. So no recollection of Erie safety, at least in the last 4 years. Rather, 5 years. What am I talking about? Can't even remember. This is our 5th year of Erie Tiger Network broadcasting for football. So, and I believe that was the first safety. And this one is a low little pooch kick. Picked up at the 15, and Erie will snuff that one out. 5 seconds left, and so Niwot, at this point, I think you just got to get into the locker room. I wouldn't do anything too fancy if I was a Niwot Cougar right now.
Especially not after the double pass turned into a turnover. Wouldn't want to risk another one possibly turning into points for Erie, with Erie having a sizable lead.
So 1st and 10. 5 seconds left. They will throw a pass out to Flanagan, and that is going nowhere. In fact, a loss of 3. And that is how Niwot ends, is stuck in reverse. And the Tigers, they take a 30-0 lead at halftime. We are going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will have the Miners halftime show. And we will go over the stats and maybe some highlights here on the Erie Tigers.
Have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you. Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation.
You are watching the ETN.
Are you looking to buy or sell a new home? Jen McGurk, an experienced real estate agent serving Erie, Vista Ridge, and the surrounding Denver area. For years, Jen has assisted all types of buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. Give Jen a call today at 303-949-3331 or check out Jen Realty online at jenrealty.com.
Have you ever wanted to support the Erie Tiger Network, the student media arm of Erie High School? Well, now you can. We have set up a Patreon page. There's a way for you to send us a monthly pledge in order to provide funding for the program, as well as get access to reward tiers. As a Tiger fan, you get the satisfaction in knowing you are helping out your favorite local media organization. As a member of the ETN fan club, you are officially recognized on air and can receive ETN goodies throughout the year. As an in-broadcast red sponsor, you get to sponsor a specific segment of any broadcast. For more information, email bird_brandon at sbbsd.org. This is a $25 per month commitment. As an appreciator of Erie's live broadcast with the weekly news, you can help support this program by becoming one of our patrons by going to bit.ly/ETN Patreon.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is more than a bundle. It's more than a combo deal. It's not just stuff. This is your home, your car. And you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance. State Farm agents get it. It's why they're here.
In Erie, talk to State Farm agent Jeannie Hulse.
Do you want a better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number 303-828-0454 or go to carawayortho.com.
For the card-carrying fan, get your CU Visa debit card so you can take the game with you. Free with First National Bank's free checking.
You are watching the ETN.
Click the search bar on the top right-hand corner of the screen and search up Erie Tiger Network. Click the channel icon and then press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about when we post. Click the thumbs up icon to like the video. To enter full screen mode, press the icon on the bottom right hand corner. To skip forward or backwards 10 seconds, double tap the left or right hand side of the screen. Press the pause button in the middle of the screen to pause the video. To skip to a different video, press the skip button when the video is paused.
Jeff Foxworthy here. You know, if you've ever found yourself repeating the same thing for 75 years, you might be Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Well, thing is, there's a lot more to say. Like if you've ever found yourself burning yard debris and then walking away, well, you might be starting a wildfire. So for the love of the outdoors, go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
Go to where your friends are. Go to where the action's at. Go find your sense of adventure. Go Airheads, Airsoft Field and Store located in Erie, Colorado. Go Airheads and go Tigers.
And welcome back into the Erie Tiger Network here for the Miners Halftime Show. Brandon Bird, Grayson Blaylock here with you as we go over some of the halftime numbers, and we'll have some halftime highlights for you as well. First, we'll take a look at Niwot. Bartko is 3 of 7 passing for 17 yards and an interception. We also had one more interception that I forgot to put. That was by Fisk. So he's 0 for 1 for 0 yards and an interception. Liam Flanagan, 11 carries, 35 yards on the night. 1 carry for Giovanni Lopez for 6 yards. 3 for Aiden Bartko for 14. Jared Noterman had 1 catch for 8 yards, 1 catch for 7 by Liam Flanagan, and 1 catch for 2 yards by Julian Molina. Overall, it's been a pretty rough first half for Niwot in terms of penalties. I believe we may even have missed one on our little stat book. 3 penalties, 48 yards. Hey, we're being told Isaac Kana got a safety last year, so I told you I was getting old. We'll have to go back and check the film. Maybe the commenter who put that can remind us of which game that was. So 2 turnovers for Niwot in that first half. A pick by Colby Arlington with 4:34 left in the first quarter, and an Ian Vera pick with 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the second quarter for the Tigers. Gavin Mendoza, 2 of 3 for 74 yards and a touchdown to Ladorian Havard, who had 1 catch for 46 yards. The other catch was Jonah Van Landingham for 28 yards, and then he had a 15-yard penalty tacked on to the end of that by Niwot. In the rushing department, Mason Vivi, an electric first half. He had 150 yards rushing in the first quarter, only 18 in that second quarter. Really, Niwot had the ball a lot longer in that second quarter, but 10 carries, 168 yards. Van Landingham, 2 carries for 17. Caleb Thyssen, 1 carry for 6 yards in that half. Tigers, 194 rushing yards as a team. They've averaged 13.85 yards per rush in that first half. So overall, the Tigers 268 total yards of offense in that first half, and of course they lead 30-0, and it was an exciting first half. Don't have all the replays to show you, but we do have some. Let's take a look at the first half. Check. Sorry about that, everyone. We are basically operating from a telephone booth, and we went and checked our live stream and saw some comments about the audio and didn't realize we had dropped that. So we are back up and live. As there's a handoff to Vivi on the right side. Burst through a big hole across the 30. Vivi off to the races. No one's going to catch him. Mason Vivi, an 82-yard scamper for a touchdown, and the Tigers, and then that one will fall incomplete. And Bartko right now 1 for 3 for 8 yards in this contest. That'll bring up 2nd and 15. Pretty well designed play, just Bitterman couldn't quite locate it in time.
And the Erie pass rush again got there in a hurry. David Grossi forcing him to throw it maybe a little earlier than he would have liked. Incomplete pass.
2nd and 15. 4:41 left to go here in this first quarter. Tigers wanted a motion penalty. Bartko takes the snap. It's a screen pass. It's intercepted by Colby Arlington. And Colby feels like out of a telephone booth. And you know what? No Superman to be found to save the day. So we're just trying to figure this out as we go. So you were clear. I couldn't hear. Now I'm back. Don't even know what happened. 3rd and 2. Good grief. 7 minutes to go here in this first half. Van Landingham in motion. Mendoza in the pistol. He's going to run play action. It's a bubble screen. Van Landingham catches it. Has a seal. He's down the sideline. One man to beat. He just steps out of bounds. A great design play there from the Tigers. And so they're going to add more to that. So Van Landingham, a 28-yard reception, and then a 15-yard penalty on Niwot to tack on to the end of that. So that's going to move the ball all the way down to the 14. Mendoza, hard count, gives it. Vivi, left side, knives through a hole, spins out of a tackle. Vivi to the end zone, and another Tiger touchdown. And Mason Vivi, have yourself a night. 14-yard run for Mason Vivi. And another touchdown. That's his third of the night. Possession here for the Cougars. Bartko in the shotgun all alone. Takes the low snap. He's going to throw the screen pass. It's going to be a double pass. He's got two men wide open and just tipped and intercepted. Ian Vera tacked back and picked it off. All right, and those first half highlights were brought to you by Miners on Briggs Street for the best place for the post game. Head down to Miners on Briggs. And a huge thank you to them as they're always supportive of us. We already mentioned we have Super Chat here on our YouTube channel. We'd love if you'd kick a couple bucks our way, help us out with our stream costs, our network costs, our equipment costs, as those seem to be piling up with some equipment issues we've had as of late and trying to buy some new pieces. Or you could always support us on Patreon, and that's what Miners does. They sponsor Halftime. If you want to sponsor a segment, heck, we had the Alex Haley Player of the Game last year. If you yourself just want to support anything, or you're part of a business, you want to support, hey, the player of the game, the play of the game, the first quarter, whatever it is you want, $25 a month will do that. But you can support us for as little as $1 a month on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/Erie Tiger Network. And Grayson, we were talking about before the game, but no one heard us. They were listening to Polina and your brother on camera talk about the finer points of football, which is nice. You got a little behind the scenes there if you were watching from the start of the broadcast. But we were talking about the standings, and Erie looks to move to 2-0 tonight after what presumably will be their win, unless, of course, there is a miracle comeback from Niwot. They'd be tied with Fort Morgan among the top, but next week, always a tough game. In fact, I don't know, and some of you old school Erie Tiger fans that have been around longer than me, I followed Erie sparingly for the last 10 years before I got here because my wife is the choir teacher, and so I just don't recall a time that Erie has ever beat Roosevelt on the road. Even a couple years ago with Noah, they had that big touchdown called back, and they ended up losing that game. And so we'll maybe check the archives. I think that's what you're trying to do. But regardless, what I'm saying is, regardless of how you feel about Roosevelt's team this year, as they are 3-4, you can see in that graphic there, they are always a tough get on the road.
They absolutely are, and it should be a good one. It always seems to be a good game when Erie travels to Roosevelt, regardless of the sport.
And it just seems like this season, if Erie is able, and we're projecting out a little bit, if Erie is able to get Roosevelt next week, it seems like it's going to be the second year in a row that it comes down to the last game of the year, Fort Morgan versus Erie for the league championship. The interesting thing about that, if you remember last year, Fort Morgan runs the same system as Erie. They both come from that Broomfield coaching tree, and so that could be it's always going to be an interesting matchup. It could be for another league championship. Even if Erie drops one, it could potentially still be for a league championship. It might be for a three-way tie, so RPI is important. We were talking about that before the game, or at least we thought we were. And so, speaking of RPI, Erie in 13th. Remember, the top 16 teams make it. Their RPI number's very good. If they can rack up wins here against Niwot, if they could beat Roosevelt and Thompson Valley going into that, they're going to be top 8 or 9 in RPI, and they'll be a league champion. So we're looking at Erie potentially, if they can string together some wins, if they could pick up a big win on the road against Roosevelt, if they could knock off Fort Morgan and win a league championship, well, that'd be back-to-back league championships, and suddenly you're hosting a playoff game. And what people thought just maybe a couple weeks ago with this team maybe not the record they thought they would have. All of a sudden, they're hosting a first-round playoff game, and in maybe what some people are saying a down year, you're still hosting a playoff game. Heck, if you're a program and your down year is a good year, that says a lot about where your program's at.
It absolutely does. And Erie, I know the players, that's their goal, to win out, win the league, get a 7 or 8 seed. That's what it looks like they get with the RPI. The seeding has changed. The way the teams can be seeded has changed. Strength of schedule, that's now its own independent factor. RPI, that's now supposedly only just to get the 16 teams. And then, of course, with your league champions, if any of those were to finish outside the top 16, they would be in. But strength of schedule, head-to-head, that wasn't a direct factor last year. It is now. And like I thought I said earlier, Erie's losses to Meade, Frederick, Pueblo South, the 3 of those teams have a combined record of 19-1, and it's looking like it's going to be 20-1 with Pueblo South firmly in control tonight.
And that one loss, that was a Pueblo South loss to who? The number 1 team in the state right now in Palmer Ridge, and that was a nail-biter. So Erie, maybe not in bad a shape as some fans when you look at the record 3-3. I think they're going to be a factor here coming down the stretch. It'll be interesting to see. We'll have the second half of action and more. We'll take another time out here on the Erie.
Do you have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you? Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation.
And welcome back in here, Erie Tiger Network. Kickoff ready for the second half, and Erie will get the ball here. And, well, we are unofficial. Is that William Johns returning a kick? He seems to be. Oh, and he fumbled, and I was just going to compliment William Johns on his ability to return kicks in kind of that up position, and I think it was the pre-announcer curse, and so a fumble and a turnover, and Niwot starts with the ball here in the second half.
And the old announcer's curse, as you were about to say it, the pre-announcer's curse now has struck the Erie Tiger Network, and Niwot will have their best field position of the night. If you're the Cougars, like you said, Erie with a comfortable lead, but that's absolutely how Niwot would have to start out the half.
1st and 10 here for the Cougars. Tigers kind of storming the line of scrimmage. A little flare pass, and Flanagan drops it, and an incomplete pass there as they pop on it just to make sure, but that does fall to the turf. Only 72 total yards of offense in that first half for Niwot as that Erie defense was flying around. Heck, the second play from scrimmage, there was a safety, so a lot of confidence right now for the boys in white. Bartko will hand off over the right side, and Bartko will pick up, or excuse me, Flanagan will pick up about 4 yards on that first down play. Flanagan, 12 carries, 39 yards here tonight. They've been trying to find some creases in this Tiger defense, and they've been pretty salty so far.
We haven't seen a lot of missed tackles from Erie tonight.
3rd down and 6 or 7 here. Bartko's going to throw the under route, and immediately slamming him to the turf was Caleb Rasmussen. There'll be a pickup of about 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 4th and 1.
Niwot, of course, in the no man's land anyway, but with the score the way it is, they'll go for it here.
By the way, that was Noterman on the catch there for Niwot. Now Bartko under center, heavy package in. Tigers, and there is a false start, moving a little bit early as the Tigers were kind of crowding the line of scrimmage, was Julian Molina. And that's going to be a false start and a costly one. So from a 4th and 1 now to a 4th and 6. And Molina was the fullback. He tried to play it off smartly like, hey, I'm just getting into my 3-point stance here. One day, I'm sure that has somewhere. That will work on an official. 4 wide to the far side. 1 to the near side. All alone in the shotgun is Bartko. Takes the snap low. Picks off the turf almost. Now fires the fade route. Noterman just overthrown. And a turnover on downs for Niwot. So they get the fumble on the kickoff, and they're unable to get a first down as they go 4 and out, and a turnover on downs. And Erie will start right where they thought they would at the 34-yard line.
Just with 2 minutes off the clock.
Last year, the Tigers won 45-3, in case you're wondering. One of the bevy of games that was running clock last year.
We've yet to see one this year.
Erie thinking maybe this could be their first. So you think that at least with a 30-0 lead. 9:53 left here in this third quarter. Vivi flanking Mendoza to his right. Ball spot at the near hash. Kana in motion. It'll be Mendoza that'll take it himself right up the gut. Lowers the head, drives the legs, and picks up 5 yards on first down. And I stopped for a moment because a bunch of loud cheers. What the heck was that all about? Was it the player that made the play, or?
I think it was the player that made the play. I think there's some Niwot players in the press box right now.
Low snap, handoff Vivi, right side. Knifes his way back through the hole. Kind of strung it out and cut it back in, and he about 4 yards. He's real close to a first down there. I think they're going to mark him. Nope, they'll say he got it. So 5 yards and a first down there for Vivi. Took him a while, but they gave it to him.
Vivi also getting close to 200 yards on the night. I don't know if he's had a 200-yard game just from rushing yards this season. I know he had 200 or more all-purpose yards in the Evergreen game with the 2 return touchdowns.
Over 300 all-purpose yards in that game. Little out pattern to Kana, who dives toward the marker, and he'll pick up 9 on the pass from Mendoza. So Kana snares his first catch of the night. And the Tigers have second and real short here. And a timeout, as told you he dove toward the marker. Well, I think he may have bent the marker. They laid that down. They were trying to stretch it back out and stand it back up, and you can see maybe the chain is tangled. They're having some issues, so they stopped the clock temporarily, but now they're ready. 8:35 left to go here in this third quarter. It's the pistol formation here for Mendoza. 2nd and 1. Vivi will be the tail of the tandem. It'll be play action. Open as Arlington catches it and has the first down. And Colby Arlington, our new favorite receiver here on the Erie Tiger Network, has his second career catch after one was taken away from him earlier. And he picks up about 5 yards and a first down there.
Colby playing the fullback, the position naturally. Doesn't look like he's only been playing it for 2 weeks after playing center for the rest of his life.
Heck, he showed some wheels. Colby, a real workout warrior, was trying to put on weight in the offseason and would wake up at 4 in the morning and eat, and he just could not put on the weight. And so they're saying, you know, we have someone else who can play center. We really need someone to be the lead fullback here. Can you do it, Colby? And he's done well so far, and he's faster than I thought he would be. No gain there on that first down carry. That is the first run of the night that has not gone. No, I beg your pardon. There's one other. So 2 runs that have not gone for positive yards. Erie offense been doing a good job. Now Thyssen will get the carry. Big hole on the right side. Thyssen breaks 1 tackle and a penalty flag flying in from the back judge as he squeezes out to the 30, and that's a 12-yard gain for now, but the back judge moving the flag all the way near the 20 or the 34-yard line. It is a hold on Erie, and it will effectively be a 2-yard holding penalty.
That'll wipe away a solid run from Thyssen, who, when we've seen him this year, he's looked pretty good.
I say 2-yard because that's how far the stick moved back, but really that was a penalty that took away another big Thyssen run. He's had a couple of those that have been taken away due to penalties. Let's see if we can't get Thyssen to bust one off here for a big one and get some ETN cred here with a call and a touchdown. 2nd and 12 here. Kana in motion. He'll set up. Ooh, and offside there, and no free play in high school, so just another penalty on this Niwot team. And for Niwot, 58 yards in penalties now. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7. 6:51 left to go as Tigers running the ball, taking their time, clock melting away here in the 3rd quarter. By the way, we'll have a cheer competition tomorrow on the Erie Tiger Network. Tune in for that. We will also have regional softball. At least we think we will. We're a little worried about the stadium situation, but we'll try and get that live on the air tomorrow. 2nd and 7 now. Mendoza in the pistol, hard count. Gets the snap, hands off, right side. Thyssen spins out of a tackle, still on his feet, and Thyssen will fight his way toward the first down marker. Caleb Thyssen needed 7, got 6, and the Tigers will have a 3rd and 1. .608 left here in this 3rd quarter. Tigers certainly in 4-down territory. Arlington will come out. Sire will come out, so the heavy package. I think we're going to see the killer V backfield with Vivi and Vera. Always like this package. Vivi in the shotgun here. Arlington in motion. Handoff to Vera, right side, gets hit behind the line, but just kind of turns into a little whirling dervish there and gets 2 yards and a first down.
Even though he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, like you said, started spinning, fell backwards, but forwards for a first down.
And by the way, that safety was in the Frederick game last year. Thank you, Nancy K, for reminding us of that. I'm guessing the K stands for Kana. So thank you, Nancy. So 1st and 10. Mendoza claps the hands. Thyssen still the running back here. It'll be play action. Mendoza down the middle. Bradford catches it, touches both feet down, and scores. Bradford, after a dazzling touchdown last week, scores again here. 31-yard strike from Mendoza to Bradford, and the Tigers are up big.
Mendoza's only attempted 6 passes tonight, but when Erie's called a pass, it's been perfect timing. Several of those for over 30 yards. are 3 for over 28.
Yeah, he is 5 of 6 for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. As that extra point will go through. 37-0. Erie leads it. We'll step aside for a moment on the ETN.
Are you looking to buy or sell a new home? Jen McGurk, an experienced real estate agent serving Erie, Vista Ridge, and the surrounding Denver area. For years, Jen has assisted all types of buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. Give Jen a call today at 303-949-3331 or check out Jen Realty online at jenrealty.com.
For the card-carrying fan, get your CU Visa debit card so you can take the game with you. Free with First National Bank's free checking.
And Ottavio back to kick off here for Erie, Erio when he's kicking. As the Tigers lead it 37-0 here in the third quarter. On what was a beautiful night, just made better by Erie Tiger performance, at least if you're a Tiger fan. I know we certainly have some Niwot fans that tuned in and watch the stream, and so we're appreciative of them. This is the Erie Tiger Network, so we are, of course, always pro-Erie, but we're always happy to appreciate our opponents here on the Erie Tiger Network. A district foe, we know, Niwot, very high-quality high school, and so we're happy that their fans are tuning in for sure. So 1st and 10, 4:42 left to go here in the third quarter. Low snap. Bartko will hand it off on the left side, and Flanagan bounced off one tackler, bowls over another, and that's probably his best run of the night. He'll pick up 8, almost 9 on that first down carry.
And a good carry from Bartko.
Excuse me, that was Flanagan on the carry. Maybe I said it, and you just copied me. I don't know.
I think that's what happened. Or maybe I saw it wrong. I've been known to see things that haven't happened before.
Hand off to Flanagan. He's got some space across the 35, and good job kind of holding the edge there for the Tigers. That time it was Matthew Coet. And a 4-yard pickup. Or they'll give him 3 yards and a first down is Liam Flanagan. Tigers have still held Niwot to under 100 total yards tonight. .347 remaining here in this first half. Or excuse me, this third quarter. We're getting all kinds of mixed up. We're getting stir crazy in this small space up in the booth. Low snap, handoff, Flanagan, and good job. That kind of looked broken from the beginning, but Flanagan, a good run. He'll pick up about 5 on that carry.
With the 37-0 lead for Erie, seeing several subs come in. I see Logan Gilmore out there on the defensive line. John Pastor, you just heard his name. He plays a lot on offense, not necessarily as much on defense.
Gilmore, by the way, the younger brother of Jaden Gilmore. You might remember that name. Only a freshman. In fact, I think maybe it was talking to one of the football coaches, or maybe it was Mr. Carpenter. His name was brought up just this last week, and they'll say, you know, they think he's going to be a real good one, is Gilmore. As there's a first down for Niwot.
And when you see a freshman getting playing time on varsity, we've seen him get playing time in some of the closer games. That's usually a pretty good indication that they'll be a good future player. Noah Roper, for context, didn't start his freshman year. Didn't play as much either.
He did. He was starting punt returner and kick returner, but he made a big impact. Don't kid yourself. That was, you could see it then. 1st and 10. Play action. Roll out here for Bartko. Throws the underneath route off, skims off the hands of his intended target. I think that was Matt Bitterman. And an incomplete pass, and Bartko still stuck on 22 yards passing here tonight as he already rolled out that way, so stopping on the sidelines to get the play. He'll run it in himself this time. But 2nd and 10, there's 2:04 left in this quarter. Tigers are 3 points away from activating the running clock, by the way, which always a big fan of when you work the games. As much as you love coming and calling football, you like to get out of there and get home early. 2nd and 10. Bartko in the shotgun, hands off to the running back, right side, and scoots his way for 11 yards and a 1st down. I think that was Julian Molina.
It was Molina on the carry. Matthew Coet shedding a block out at corner and cutting Molina down by the ankles. Molina only had one other person to beat.
That was Molina's first carry of the night, and he's in there again here for Niwot. Bartko in the shotgun, low snap. He's going to throw it backward to Molina, so this will be a rushing attempt, and he is slammed down to the turf, so Molina picks up 8 on that one.
On what will go down as another run, even though, like you said, Bartko threw it to him.
So 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard carry by Molina. And Niwot, we mentioned earlier, they had run few plays in Erie territory. I think this is the furthest they've been into Erie territory outside of that fumble recovery. And a broken play. Was that Cameron Crooks flying back there to get the stop? That was Lopez, and he's going to lose 3 yards.
Stop on the play by Pastor.
Those PA announcer says it was Pastore that got the tackle.
I wasn't sure where the ball ended up. It was another one of those misdirection type plays that we've seen previously for Meade. Pastore hit one guy, Crooks hit another, and I'm guessing the one Pastore tackled was the one that had the ball.
And a timeout coming here, I think, from the Erie, Niwot sideline. So we'll take a quick timeout. Tigers lead it on the ETN.
To where your friends are. Go to where the action's at. Go find your sense of adventure. Go Airheads, Airsoft Field and Store located in Erie, Colorado. Go Airheads and go Tigers.
And welcome back in Erie Tiger Network. Brandenburg, Grayson Blaylock, as we are close to the end of the 3rd quarter here. Only 8 seconds left. Erie firmly in control as the 40 point difference would be the start of the running clock. 39, and it's actually 37. We see some of that on our chat. Love that you guys are chatting. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Throw completed. Touchdown Niwot. How about that play call out of the timeout, and a touchdown there for Matt Bitterman, who had 2 balls go through his hands earlier in this game. And that was a 34-yard touchdown strike from Bartko to Bitterman.
And our replay just catching the back end of that one. Bitterman had a step on the defender. Caught it, was off to the races.
Longest play, best play, and now going for 2. And Bartko, what in the heck is going on out there? I have no idea what just happened in terms of the formation. Bartko was in motion. I think there was maybe someone hiding to get a snap. Well, the good news always about YouTube is you always have basically live on-demand replay, so you'll have to do that yourself. But there was a penalty. I'm sure it was an illegal motion or formation. We've seen some wild stuff here tonight. We've had some wild equipment, audio stuff. We've seen some wild plays, and so much for the running clock. As there's also some colorful commentary happening just outside this booth.
We'll take a timeout.
Yeah, let's step aside here between quarters.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility, and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
Erie Tiger Network. Brandon Bird, Grayson Blaylock here with you, and we'll start the fourth quarter with a kickoff. And just been a wild game. Unusual things, a safety on the second play. Tigers scored 2 touchdowns on their first 3 plays of the game. And it's just been interesting, to say the least, as Erie will get the kickoff here, a low one, and Tigers creeped up that time. It's going to be Kana returning it. Left side, breaks a tackle, and he's got a convoy of blockers across the 40, and finally gets dumped down at the 45. That felt like that could have been busted loose.
You began to mention it, Erie expecting one of a shorter kick. So Kana about 15 yards up on the field as opposed to where he normally is. And instead of that falling in between Johns, the up man, and Kana and Schenbeck, Kana was there to get it on a bounce. And now Erie will have excellent field position at the 45.
1st and 10 here for Erie, and I believe that's Thyssen, the running back. High snap, hand off to Thyssen, cuts back to his left after stringing out to the right. And, you know, the Tiger O-line has just dominated the line of scrimmage tonight. Thyssen didn't look like he had much room, but you look up and he still gained 3 yards. And they have just controlled things. 215 yards on the ground, 334 yards total.
That offensive line, without the Colby Arlington, he's been there for a while. Drake Rhodes also moved back to tackle. I was talking to Colby, some of the other players.
As Schenbeck is wide open, he connects, another passing touchdown. 52 yards from Mendoza to Schenbeck. And the Tigers strike again. And for Mendoza, that's his 3rd touchdown pass of the night, as I believe he has a career high in passing yards with 171. And they were laughing at the booth because they just called Grayson Sherlock here in the stadium. And so, well, we uncovered the clues that led to the touchdown. There was Schenbeck, and that kick is up, and it is good. So after conceding a touchdown, the Tigers get one right back. And for Mendoza, he's got passes of 28, 46, 31, and 52 tonight, including 3 straight touchdown passes to Havard, Bradford, and Schenbeck. We'll take a quick break.
You are watching the ETN.
Are you looking to buy or sell a new home? Jen McGurk, an experienced real estate agent serving Erie, Vista Ridge, and the surrounding Denver area. For years, Jen has assisted all types of buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. Give Jen a call today at 303-949-3331 or check out Jen Realty online at jenrealty.com.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network, as Tigers lead it big here, 44-6 with 11 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter, as this one is going to be taken at the 6 by Bitterman, who just had the touchdown. I beg your pardon, that's actually Noterman. Bitterman. Let's see why I get them confused. So, but Sherlock from Watson on the last touchdown there. At least I think that's what they think here in the stadium. But Gracie, you're kind of mentioning some adjustments the Tigers made on offense, as now is probably the best time as any, as I think Noterman maybe cramping up on the field.
So on the offensive line, the most notable change, the one we've talked about the most, Colby Arlington moving to fullback. His replacement at center, Ryan McConnell, has looked solid, but when I've talked to some of the football players about the biggest change on the O-line and the difference it's made, they've mentioned John Pastore and Drake Rhodes switching spots. Pastore now at guard and Rhodes now at tackle. I said Rhodes not as quick as Pastore. The guard, they have a lot of runs that have the guard pull, so that's good for Pastore, and Rhodes bigger, and a wall for Mendoza in pass protection, and we've seen Mendoza air it out tonight.
By the way, I said that was a career high for Gavin Mendoza. In terms of this season, his previous high was 120 yards. Trying to go back to last year. We'll try and get those numbers for you at some point here, but certainly the best game through the air this year for Mendoza. Swing pass out to Flanagan. He's got the corner, and then he is ridden down by Caleb Rasmussen after a pickup there of close to 7.
And it's good to see Rasmussen back out on the field. Missed a little bit of time with an injury, and now I know he was someone that I thought could maybe play a lot, got hurt, still slowly working his way back in to full health, and had an excellent tackle right there.
2nd and 3, handoff to Flanagan, bounced it to the outside, met there by Tab Sire, I think, and that's going to be 4 yards and a first down.
It was Sire on the tackle.
So 1st and 10 here coming for Erie. Clock ticking away. 10 minutes, 10 seconds left here in this one. We'll have 2 broadcasts for you tomorrow. We'll have the Erie cheer team and Erie softball. As there's a low snap, handoff to the big fella. And that is 9 yards. And that's Giovanni Lopez, I beg your pardon. As he's got 8 yards. Giovanni Lopez, 11 on the night. That's his 3rd carry. Bartko in the shotgun with 2 running backs. He'll run the scissors and hands it off to Lopez. And that looked like a play right out of my middle school playbook. Another 9 yards. Call that one 36 scissors.
Very similar to the previous play.
1st and 10 now.
They switched the running backs on the 2 plays. That looked to be the only difference between them.
Low snap. Flare. And welcome back. Sorry we disconnected. The St. Vrain internet went down. So that time, not our fault. 3rd and short. There's a little pitch. A handoff back. Now a reverse pitch. We've got a penalty in the backfield. We've got players running wild. And a wild play that ends up picking, 7 yards? That was one of the more interesting plays, and I think, well, let's see, the official, we might have a blindside block or a hold, and it's a hold, so we're bringing this all the way back.
So after the jet sweep end around flea flicker reverse, we're just going to back up 10 yards. I think that was the order of the plays.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, it was empty backfield, pitch, handoff back to the quarterback, pitch back to the end around on the receiver. Thought there was going to be a pass. In fact, the quarterback was wide open, but that was 45 yards across the field with a player running on his offhand. So that wasn't going to him. Bartko will now take it, fires the fade route, and can't hook up with Bitterman as that one goes out of bounds. He was knocked to the turf when he threw the ball. And 4th down and 20.
The Cougars will send their punt team onto the field. Down 44-6. 7 minutes left. Exactly in the 4th quarter.
So that might be Noterman back to punt. And it is, and kind of a little soccer rugby style there. And it's taken by Erie. Good little return there by Adam Hunder.
The track and cross country star.
So Erie, with 6:49 left, will get the ball, and we'll see who comes in. And if it's Austin, I think he's hoping for a little bit better week than he had last week, as he had a couple fumbles that ended up turnovers and a chance to redeem himself.
It will be Austin. Those fumbles, one came on a botched snap, the other on a botched handoff.
Alex Austin takes the snap, hands it off. Thyssen fumbles. And I think it's just an Alex Austin curse. That's not his fault, but Erie jumped right back on it. Thyssen just didn't get the exchange, and we'll end up losing a couple. Tell you what, we'll just stop talking about curses and stuff. How about that? So Austin, saying, what can I do here to, when I get playing time, buy that the football doesn't touch the turf? 2nd and 12 here. Austin in the shotgun. Handoff. Thyssen. Decent little hole. Breaks a tackle. Thyssen bounces to the outside across the 50. And Caleb Thyssen with a good gain.
That one close to a 20-yard carry for Thyssen.
17 officially for Caleb Thyssen.
And that's the run that we've seen him break and have called back by penalties. This one, though, not called back by penalty. Did a good job working his way up the left sideline, broke several tackles. He's shown good explosiveness.
Austin now in the pistol. Thyssen behind him. Snap, give. Thyssen stutters at the line, cuts through a hole, still trying to chop the feet. And he'll pick up 4 yards there on that first down carry is Caleb Thyssen. He's now got 34 in this game. Tigers have averaged 10 yards a rush tonight, 234 yards on the ground.
Play brings up 2nd and 6 from the 42.5.
2nd and 6 here.
And for Erie, running the ball well was one of our keys to the game. 10 yards a carry. That's running the ball exceptionally tonight for the Tigers.
Austin takes a snap. He'll run it himself, left side. He's got some carpet in front of him. He's got the first down yardage and more as he's out toward the 30. And that's where he's finally brought down. And a pickup there. If they mark him at the 30, they'll spot him actually at the 31. So an 11-yard pickup there for Austin.
That's really the first time this year that we've seen Austin get loose on a carry. Like Thyssen burst to the outside and got a first down.
1st and 10. The young quarterback hands it off. And that might be Cameron Crooks that got that carry. Or was it, oh no, that was Gus. Gus Fonseca Walker, who will end up getting no gain on that one. Gus had one run earlier this year, the only time he touched the ball, I believe, and he snapped that one off for a big, long touchdown run. Now, I think it's Cameron Crooks in the backfield. Austin gets it, hands it off. Right side, Crooks switches hands with the ball, and good, tough running there for Cameron Crooks. And that actually might not be Cameron. I'm having a hard time identifying if that is indeed another 3. So it is. So there you go. 12-yard run there for Cameron Crooks. Tigers continuing to run the ball well here with their second unit in. Austin quickly to the line here.
Logan Gilmore in on the offensive line. Cole Morgan.
Low snap. Handoff. Crooks spins out of it. Gets it to the outside. Crooks stutters, flying through the air. And a nice little 9-yard pickup. 8 yards. Passion and desire on that run from Cameron Crooks. I remember Cameron had a big run a couple years ago, spelling Noah Roper late in a game, and he got called back to a penalty. So he's, I think, hungry for that goal line.
I believe it was a 68-yard touchdown run against Eagle Valley.
There you go. 2nd and long 2 here. Handoff Crooks, and he's dumped toward the marker. He'll pick up a yard. I think he'll still be a little bit short here. Need to get inside the 9, and he's just outside the 9, between the 9 and the 10.
I remember that game in particular because that was the one high school football game that I played in.
There you go. 3rd and 2, or 3rd and 1 here for Austin and company. And Austin will keep it himself, and I think he'll have the first down. So Austin picks up a couple, trying to engineer a scoring drive here. It'll be 1st and goal, and a timeout coming for, it was just for the chain. Let's see, if you're Erie, run it. You could run it with the backups. At this point, you could also probably kneel. They might do that as Coach Cooper, well, we'll just say this. He does not want to live up to what his predecessor did against Frederick. That's another story. But Austin, hard count, hands off, Crooks. Of course, that was completely different. That was a spiked play. I don't know if you remember that. And maybe I shouldn't bring up some bad Erie history on the ETN. But that was a play that was spiked with like 2 seconds left in the game. And then Erie punched it into the end zone against Frederick from the inside the 5. That, to say the least, did not make some people very happy. I don't think we need to get any more into that.
That was before my time at Erie.
So 2nd down. That was the first year on the Erie Tiger Network.
Before I was in high school, even.
22 seconds left, and Austin will kneel it. There you go. That's the big difference, and that's why we like Coach Cooper. Classy all around there. Unfortunately for Austin, that'll go in the books as a 3-yard loss. But for Erie, they run out the clock, and they will win. A final score in this one, 44-6. A great performance for the Tigers. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back, wrap things up here on the ETN.
For the card-carrying fan, get your CU Visa debit card so you can take the game with you. Free with First National Bank's free checking.
Man, that was a pillaging. And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. Brandon Grayson Blaylock here with you. Let's go over some of the final numbers in this one. Oh man, it's been a night here on the ETN, and a good night on the field for the Erie Tigers. 6 of 7, 171 passing yards for Gavin Mendoza, 3 touchdowns and 7 passes. I don't know his quarterback rating, but I guess it's close to perfect, or as high as you can possibly go. That's about as efficient as you can get from the quarterback position. 269 yards rushing as a team for the Tigers, 173 from Mason Vivi, and he did most of that work in the first quarter with 150 yards. Van Landingham had 17, 8 from Mendoza, 2 from Ian Vera, 34 from Caleb Thyssen. Austin had 10, Cameron Crooks with 25. Catches all around. Arlington had a 5-yard catch. Kana had a 9-yard catch. Bradford 1 catch for 31 yards. Havard 1 for 46. Van Landingham 1 for 28. And Schenbeck 1 for 52. It was 6 different Tigers that caught a pass tonight. The scoring summary, they started with a safety, 11:49. Then they got a Vera run, 11:10 left in the game, 34 yards from Vivi, I beg your pardon. Then Vivi took one in from 82 yards out, and so 8:30 left to go in the first quarter, and the Tigers led it by 16. They then scored on a VV run. That was his 3rd touchdown of the night from 14 yards out. A Havard catch right before the end of the first half from 46. Then Bradford scored on a little post play over the middle, 31 yards, and Schenbeck into the scoring of the night, 52 yards. And what a night, 440 yards on offense for the Erie Tigers. How about that? And, Grayson, Tigers, they win in big fashion. They did what they need to do. A similar score to last year. Huge confidence boost for a pretty young team. Next week, on the road in Johnstown against Roosevelt. That's going to be a good one.
It will be a good one. This one, a complete game for Erie. Maybe the best game they've played all season, if not the best outright. Setting the stage for a very important next weekend.
All right. Well, we will still have broadcasts tomorrow on the Erie Tiger Network. We will have a cheer competition, the first one we've ever had on the ETN. I believe that will be around 10 o'clock in the morning. We will have a softball regionals. That will start at 10 o'clock in the morning against Ponderosa. The winner will play the winner of the Wheat Ridge Montrose game. And then you win that. You go to state, you lose, you play one more. You lose the first game, you play another one. Who knows? We could have 2, maybe 3 broadcasts tomorrow. We might not have any. We'll see what happens when we get there to the field. They're playing at a sports complex, and sometimes those places challenging to broadcast from. So we'll find out a lot about that tomorrow. But it should be a busy day and a fun day. Nevertheless, next week we have Erie Idol again. We have Erie playing in Roosevelt. We might have state softball. So couple busy weeks here on the ATN. You're definitely going to want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Special thanks to Spencer Blaylock, our camera person. And he was training up our newbie from the mass media class, Polina Shatanko. I think that's how you say her last name. I'll have to ask her again. Our Ukrainian foreign exchange students, Polina. So for McKenna and Grayson, I'm Brandon Bird. Thank you so much for joining us here for this broadcast of Tiger football. And until next time, I'll chirp at you later.